Hey, it's Mike from Wildcat Hollow Farm. It is early Wednesday morning. Yesterday was cargo container day, and I tried making this video 3 times last night, and my brain was just so dead that I couldn't get it right. So I'm doing it again. The truck driver drove up Monday night to Winona. He told me he was going to do so. I called him 7:30 in the morning, woke him up. He said he couldn't drive yet because he had still a couple hours to go on his log. So I bought him breakfast at the cafe up there. Nice guy, very helpful. Everything was going fine. He followed me out to the farm, did everything right up here until the driveway just fine. When he went to turn in the driveway, he choked up, didn't think he could make the turn, slammed on his brakes, and sank into the gravel. And it wasn't too bad at that point. Then he decided to back up and try to adjust the trailer, and he locked his differential in, and the second he started going backwards, it dug the back of the semi into the gravel. Yeah, that was the major lump. We ended up spending a little over 2 hours digging him out of the gravel. And if it hasn't been for our neighbor Joe, we would have never gotten him out, and it would have been a terrible, terrible thing. Joe, thank you very much. Without you helping yesterday, we would have been sunk pretty well. Finally got the truck and the trailer back up here to the house about 11:40, 11:45, something like that. I cut the seal off the container, and that's when our time started. And I was worried about the 2 hours and then having to pay them $100 an hour for the truck sitting here. Well, we didn't have to worry that because we had the whole entire truck empty in 45 minutes. And I say we, I mean the people that were here. I contributed, but at that point I was so stressed that I didn't remember my own name most of the time. I would like to thank Joe, first off, for saving the day, because he did. His friend Greg came down. Never met the man before. He's apparently one of our distant neighbors. He's about 7 miles from here. Thomas and Kathy Glick came down from Rolla, and Edie Hayes came down from Rolla. That was a 2-hour drive one way for them. Thank you guys very much, very much. Vince came down, and he's a stubborn, pig-headed man because he's having back problems. He's on hydrocortisone shots and stuff like that, and he still was out here digging gravel and helping in spite of me complaining to him to not do so. Jackie and Jennifer Blurton and both of their boys, thank you. You guys have been wonderful in the last couple weeks, and yesterday just was the icing on the cake. Even their neighbor Kelly came out. I met her briefly last week, but she even came out to help. So we had a total of 11 people, counting me, and emptied the truck really fast. And I'd like to extend multiple thanks all the way around, especially to Joe, because he saved the day. Big time he saved the day. The one item in the cargo that I was worried about was the mirror from the wardrobe. And her great-great-grandfather built the wardrobe. And and that mirror is a 3/4 inch thick beveled glass mirror, and it is irreplaceable. It's well over 140, 150 years old, and you just can't replace something like that. Fortunately, I had it, I carried it off the truck, and I set it down, and I let Kathy Glick open it because I didn't want to see. And fortunately, it came through without a scratch. The whole entire glass is intact, the frame is fine, and at that point, distress just left and my brain shut down, and I couldn't remember my own name, let alone anybody else's. Poor Kelly, I think I called her everything but Kelly yesterday, and I apologize for that. But after the initial 2 hours of digging through gravel, and a truck driver who's not listening to people who knows how to drive on gravel, everything went reasonably well. The undisclosed cargo was appropriately distributed to the people who wanted some. Jackie swore up and down he never liked dark beer, never liked dark beer. He likes dark beer, especially Weltenberger. All right, I'm going to pause the camera and kind of walk around a bit here. This ramp right here, my brother-in-law built that, and that was the best thing ever. And because of that, we could get dollies and up in there and take everything down off the ramp, and it made it all a lot easier. And I'm not sure how well it's going to pick up in here, but we now have a basement that is full of household stuff. It is kind of a mishmashed order at the moment. I'm going to go through and I'm going to rearrange things and get out what I need to get out. Clothing, a dresser to put it in, tools to help with the construction or deconstruction at this point. But everything's gone fairly well. Yeah, even the boat made it fine. It's over there right now. So far I haven't seen anything that looks like damage. There was a couple of boxes that were kind of flat, but we kind of expected that. And all the heavy ones were on the bottom, all the light ones were on the top, and most of the ones in the middle had clothing or padding or something in them, so getting squashed didn't hurt them any. Again, I would like to thank everybody that came out here. Thomas, Kathy, Edie, Joe, Greg, Jackie, Jennifer, both the boys whose names I can't remember for some reason, Kelly, and Vince. You guys just were awesome, and it's really appreciated. And I know, Vince, specifically for you, when Petra gets here, she's going to hug you and chew your ass at the same time, because you shouldn't have been helping in spite of wanting to, because I know what you're suffering, and I thank you greatly. You're all good friends, good neighbors, and we could not ask for anything better. Petra, I miss you lots. I'm surrounded by all of our stuff, all of your stuff, and it just constantly reminds me that you're not here yet. And it hurts a lot. And I miss you. And I so want you here. All right, I'm out of here. Bye.